70s were wild. Bikes were dangerous, riders fearless. These machines shatter modern tech with pure soul. Japan shocked, Italy seduced, Britain fought. And we've lined up 18 of them for you. Let's fire up the decade that started everything. Number 18, the Honda CB360. This machine proves you don't need massive displacement to have massive fun. In the mid-70s, Honda decided to replace the legendary, but then aging, CB350. They needed something fresher, something sharper, and something that could handle the changing world. They gave us the CB360. Honda equipped it with a 6-speed gearbox in '74. That was unheard of at that time, where 4 or 5 speeds were the standard. That extra gear allowed you to wring every single ounce of performance out of that little twin, keeping it right in the sweet spot of the power band. It hits a top speed of roughly 100 miles per hour if you tuck in tight enough to kiss the speedometer and have a strong tailwind. So why does it destroy modern small bikes? Because of the build quality. Look at a modern 300cc bike. It is covered in cheap plastics, stickers, and throwaway components. The CB360 is pure chromium and steel. The fenders are thick metal. The headlight bucket is metal. It feels substantial. It feels like a Swiss watch made of iron. The styling is timeless, with that squarish tank on the G models that screams 70s chic. Back then, this reliability cost around $1,000. Today, you can buy one for around $3,000, ride it for 5 years, abuse it, and sell it for exactly what you paid. It is reliability and style that costs you absolutely nothing. But what if you want to leave the pavement behind? What if you want the bike that started the adventure craze? Stay tuned for a smoky, loud 2-stroke that fouled plugs and annoyed the neighbors. Number 17, the Yamaha XT500. Before this motorcycle arrived on the scene, the off-road world was divided. This is the Thumper. It features a massive 499 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine. It is air-cooled. It has 2 valves. It is primitive, and that is exactly why it is brilliant. It makes about 32 horsepower, but the torque feels like a mule kick to the kidneys. Every time that massive piston fires, the bike lunges forward, finding traction where there shouldn't be any. This bike is famous for one thing above all else: winning. It won the very first Paris-Dakar rally. It proved that a simple, robust 4-stroke could conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, beating the faster multi-cylinder bikes simply by refusing to break down. It is virtually indestructible. You can drown it in a river, drag it out, drain the carburetor, kick it over, and it will fire up and ask for more. It destroys modern dual sports because it has character. Modern dual sports are tall, ugly, covered in plastic, and sound like sewing machines. The XT500 sounds like a helicopter. It vibrates with a good mechanical pulse that connects you to the machine. It looks incredible with that polished aluminum tank found on the later models. Originally priced around $1,500, today collectors are snapping these up for $7,000 because they are the grandfather of every adventure bike on the road. If you're enjoying this video, the like button is right there. Show your support. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that more videos like this will come your way. But maybe you prefer your adventures on the asphalt with a cloud of blue smoke? Then coming up next is your dream. Number 16, the Suzuki GT 750. Water Buffalo. In the early 70s, Suzuki was the king of the 2-stroke performance world. But they saw the writing on the wall. Emissions regulations were coming, and the noisy, smoky strokers were on notice. They knew they needed something civilized, so they built a 2-stroke touring bike. It sounds like a contradiction, but it was a masterpiece. They officially called it the Le Mans, but the world knows it as the Water Buffalo in America, or the Kettle in Britain. Why? Because it was the first mass-produced Japanese motorcycle to feature liquid cooling. The radiator on the front was massive, proudly displaying its technology to the world. It has a massive 738 cubic centimeter inline triple 2-stroke engine. It makes 67 horsepower. Because it is water-cooled, Suzuki could tighten the engine tolerances significantly. It doesn't seize when it gets hot. It doesn't lose power in traffic. It is remarkably quiet for a 2-stroke. It doesn't go ring-ding-ding. It goes smoothly with a low-frequency drone. It has massive torque right from the bottom of the rev range, pulling like a freight train in any gear. Why is it on this list? Because it is reliable as a hammer. The engine is over-engineered. It is heavy, weighing over 500 pounds, but that weight makes it incredibly stable on the highway. It feels like a Cadillac on two wheels. It smokes a little, sure, especially when cold, but that's just the smell of nostalgia. It destroys modern bikes because it is weird in the best possible way. A liquid-cooled triple two-stroke, you will never see that configuration again. It is a conversation starter at every gas station. You can cruise at 80 miles per hour all day long in total comfort, surrounded by a cloud of blue haze. Originally costing around $2,000, prices are rising, but you can still find a rider for $6,000. But maybe you want European flair that doesn't break down every Tuesday? There's an Italian-style bike coming up. Number 15, the Moto Guzzi 850 Le Mans. The Italians have a different definition of reliability. For Ducati, it meant, it works until the electronics catch fire. But for Moto Guzzi, it meant, built like agricultural machinery. This is the bike for the connoisseur who wants Italian style, but demands German-level durability. The 850 Le Mans is the holy grail of Guzzis. It features the legendary transverse V-twin engine. The cylinders stick out the sides like the knees of a giant, catching the wind for cooling. It is 844 cubic centimeters of Italian muscle. It makes 71 horsepower, which was serious power for a twin in the 70s. This bike destroys modern machines because it is visceral. When you blip the throttle at a stoplight, the rotational torque reaction of the engine twists the entire bike to the right. It feels alive. It rocks beneath you. It has a shaft drive that is virtually maintenance-free. It introduced Moto Guzzi's famous integral linked braking system decades before Honda did it, where the foot pedal operates one front disc and the rear disc together, settling the bike perfectly into corners. The sound of those huge Delorto carburetors sucking air right under your knees is intoxicating. It is stable. It is long. It loves high-speed sweepers. It is not a bike you flick. It is a bike you steer with intention. It is reliability forged in metal. You can find these engines with 100,000 miles on them, still running strong, having only needed oil changes and valve adjustments. Original price? Expensive, around $3,000. Today, you are looking at $15,000 for a pristine Mark I. But it is mechanical art that you can actually ride to work without fear of being stranded. But let's go from Italy to Germany to see the bike that changed BMW's image forever. Number 14, the BMW R75/5. Before this bike arrived, BMWs were for old men with pipes. They were reliable, sure, but they were boring. They were black, they were slow, they were utilitarian. Then came the /5 series in 1970, and everything changed for Bavaria. This was a revolution. It features a 745 cubic centimeter boxer twin. It makes 50 horsepower. It is lighter, faster, and more colorful than any BMW before it. Some models even came with gleaming chrome side panels on the tank, earning them the affectionate nickname Toaster Tank. Why is it here? Because of unmatched reliability. This is the famous airhead engine. It is brilliantly simple. The cylinders are out in the breeze for cooling. You can adjust the valves in 20 minutes with a screwdriver and a wrench while sitting on a stool. It has a shaft drive, so no chains to lube. It has a 4-speed gearbox that clunks reassuringly. It destroys modern retro bikes because it is genuine. A modern BMW R9T is trying desperately to look like this bike. The R75/5 is this bike. The suspension is amazingly plush. It floats down the road, soaking up bumps that would shatter a modern sport bike rider's spine. It is a gentleman's express. It holds value better than gold. You can ride this bike across the country tomorrow without hesitation. It is the definition of German engineering before it got complicated with computers and sensors. Originally around $2,000, today expect to pay around $6,000 for a nice rider. It is the best investment you can make in your happiness. But maybe you want Japanese reliability, but with more zing than the BMW. You surely can't handle it. Number 13, the Kawasaki KZ650. When Kawasaki launched the Z1900, it was a monster. But not everyone could handle or insure a 900cc rocket. So in 1977, they released the KZ650, and many experts argue it is actually the better, more balanced bike. It features a 652 cubic centimeter inline 4. It makes 64 horsepower. But here is the engineering difference. Unlike the Z1, which used a pressed-together crankshaft with roller bearings, which was strong but heavy, The KZ650 used a modern plain bearing crankshaft. This was the future. It was smoother. It spun up faster. It was quieter. This bike earned a reputation for being unbreakable. You could redline it all day. You could tour on it. You could drag race it. It didn't care. It handled better than the Z1 because the frame was stiffer and the bike was lighter. It was the Gymkhana king of its day. It destroys modern middleweights because it feels substantial. A modern Z650 is a plastic twin that feels disposable. The classic KZ650 is a 4-cylinder screamer with 4 gleaming chrome exhaust pipes. It sounds like a Formula One car from the 70s when you get it singing. It has that classic universal Japanese motorcycle, UJM, look that never goes out of style. Originally $1,900, today you can pick one up for $4,000. It is the sleeper of the vintage world, offering Z1 style for half the price. But what if you want a British bike that actually works? This next one was even built in Japan. Number 12, the Yamaha XS650. Wait, Yamaha? I said British? Yes, because the Yamaha XS650 is the best British twin ever made. It just happened to be built in Japan. Yamaha looked at the Triumph Bonneville and said, "We can do that, but without the oil leaks and the darkness." They released the XS1 in 1970, and it evolved throughout the decade into the Special and the Heritage. It features a 653 cubic centimeter parallel twin. But here is the cool part. It is indistinguishable from a British bike in feel. It vibrates. It thumps. It has that syncopated firing order that feels alive. But unlike a Triumph of the era, the electronics actually work. The metal doesn't rust instantly. The engine cases don't crack from the stress. It made about 50 horsepower. It was famously favored by King Kenny Roberts in flat track racing, proving the engine was tunable and tough. The engine is vastly over-engineered. Chopper builders love them because they look good. Restorers love them because parts are everywhere. It destroys modern retro bikes because it is authentically vintage, but actually reliable. You get the Kickstarter and the electric boot, you get the classic lines, you get the sound, but you also get to arrive at your destination. Originally sold for $1,200, prices are creeping up, but $5,000 still gets you a beauty. But what if you want sophistication? What if you want the prettiest exhaust pipes ever made? Stay tuned. What's coming up will blow your mind. But before we go into the next legend, let us know which bike is your favorite. What bike made you want to start riding? Number 11, the Honda CB400F Super Sport. This is a cult classic. In 1975, Honda took their pedestrian CB 350F, bored it out, and gave it a cafe racer makeover from the factory. The result was the CB400F, a bike that prioritized handling over sheer speed. Just look at the exhaust. It has 4 header pipes that sweep intricately to the side into a single chrome muffler. It is often cited as the most beautiful production exhaust system in history. It looks like a musical instrument. It is commonly known as the waterfall headers. The engine is a 408 cubic centimeter inline-4. It spins to 10,000 RPM. It makes 37 horsepower. It features a 6-speed gearbox, which was a revelation for the time. This was a scalpel. It wasn't about top speed, it was about corner speed. It has flat handlebars. It has rear set foot pegs. It was a factory racer for the road. It destroys modern small bikes because of refinement. The engine is turbine smooth. The fit and finish are jewelry-like. It appeals to the rider who appreciates finesse over brute force. It is reliable, collectible, and absolutely stunning. Originally $1,400, a good one today will cost you $8,000, and it is worth every penny to just stare at it in your garage. But maybe finesse isn't your thing. Maybe you want a chassis that can actually handle liter bike power? Suzuki finally unleashed a masterpiece. Number 10, the Suzuki GS 1000. By 1978, the Kawasaki Z1 had been ruling the roost for years, but it had a flaw. It handled like a shopping cart with a wobbly wheel at high speeds. Suzuki watched, waited, and then struck with precision. They released the GS 750 first, and then the Big Daddy, the GS 1000. This was the first Japanese liter bike that actually handled. Suzuki focused heavily on the frame stiffness and the swing arm rigidity. They gave it air-assisted suspension. The engine is a 997 cubic centimeter inline-4. It makes 90 horsepower. It features a roller-bearing crankshaft that is virtually indestructible. This represents the peak of the air-cooled 2-valve era. It is lighter than the Kawasaki. It is faster than the Honda. It was the complete package. It destroys modern muscle bikes because it balances power and grace. It has the power to scare you, but the manners to save you. It was the weapon of choice for Wes Cooley in AMA superbike racing, creating a legacy of performance. It is a big, comfortable, fast machine that demands respect on the street. Originally sold for $2,700, today you can find these for $5,000. It is the best-kept secret in the leader bike world, often overshadowed by the Z1, but objectively a better motorcycle to ride. But let's go back to England for one final stand, the bike that tried to save an empire. Number 9. The Norton Commando 850 Mk3. I know, British reliability is usually a punchline. But the Mark III Commando, released in 1975, was different. It was the final, sorted version of the legendary machine. It was the British Empire's last stand. The Commando is famous for its ice-elastic frame. The engine is rubber-mounted. At idle, the bike shakes like a wet dog. The front wheel bounces up and down. But as soon as you rev it up past 2,000 RPM, it smooths out completely. It floats. It is magic. The Mark III fixed the nagging issues. It got an electric starter that mostly worked. It got a left side shifter to match the rest of the world and confuse old British riders. It got a rear disc brake. It features an 828 cubic centimeter parallel twin, making 60 horsepower. It destroys modern retros because of pure style. The Norton script on the tank, the forward canted engine, the pea-shooter exhaust note. It was voted Machine of the Year for 5 years straight for a reason. It handles beautifully. If you maintain it, and yes, you have to maintain it, it is a reliable, glorious time machine. Price? Steep. Originally about $2,900, today you are looking at $12,000. But it is the ultimate British twin. But maybe you want something louder, something Italian, something orange. Number 8. The Laverda Jota 1000. This is the brute. The Italians usually make delicate, finicky bikes. Laverda made tractors that did 140 miles per hour. This is the muscle car of Italy. The Jota is a legend. It was the fastest production motorcycle in the world when it launched in 1976. It features a massive 981 cubic centimeter inline triple. But here is the kicker. It has a 180-degree crankshaft. The outer pistons go up while the middle one goes down. It gives it a rhythmic, syncopated roar that sounds like nothing else on earth. It sounds like an angry beast trying to escape a cage. It makes 90 horsepower. It is tall. It is heavy. The clutch lever requires a grip of steel. You practically need 2 hands to pull it in. It is not a bike for the weak, but it is overbuilt. The components are massive. It is reliable because it is built like a tank. It destroys modern bikes because of its presence. It is painted in a screaming orange. It demands you to be a better rider. It is mechanical masculinity. Price? A lot. Originally expensive at nearly $4,000, today it is $20,000. But it is a unicorn that will never lose value. But let's look at the first bike to make fairings cool. The first true sport tourer. Number 7, the BMW R90S. In 1973, BMW shocked the world. They hired a designer named Hans Muth and told him to make the Boxer sexy. He created the R90S, the first true sport tourer. It features an 898 cubic centimeter Boxer twin, making 67 horsepower. It was fast, 125 miles per hour fast. But it was the style that killed. It had a bikini fairing attached to the handlebars. It had a distinct Daytona orange or smoke silver paint job that was hand-sprayed, meaning every single bike was unique. It proved that BMW could be fast. It won the very first AMA superbike race at Daytona, beating the mighty Japanese 4s. It destroys modern bikes because it does everything. It is comfortable enough to ride to Alaska, but fast enough to drag a knee. It uses Del Orto pumper carbs that give it instant throttle response. It is appreciating in value every single day. It is the sophisticated choice for the gentleman rider. Original cost was around $3,400. Today, $15,000. But maybe you want to slay giants with a small engine? Number 6, the Yamaha RD400, the giant killer, the hooligan, the bike that smells like trouble. In 1976, Yamaha refined their 2-stroke twin into the RD400. It features a 398 cubic centimeter air-cooled 2-stroke. It makes 44 horsepower. That sounds low, but the bike weighs 350 pounds. It has cast mag wheels. It has disc brakes front and rear. It was the most technologically advanced small bike of the era. It also had the auto lube system, so you didn't have to mix oil and gas at the pump. It destroys modern bikes because it is pure adrenaline. It power wheelies in first and second gear without even trying. It leaves a cloud of blue smoke that smells like victory. It is nimble, aggressive, and loud. It taught an entire generation how to ride fast and how to crash. It is reliable because two strokes are simple. No valves, no cams, no timing chains, just ports and pistons. Originally sold for $1,200, today the price is $8,000. The secret is out, and everyone wants that two-stroke hit. But what if you want to ride forever? The bike that invented touring. Number 5. The Honda GL 1000 Goldwing. In 1975, Honda invented the modern touring bike. But the original Goldwing wasn't the fairing-clad, stereo-blasting barge it is today. It was a naked muscle bike. It features a 999 cubic centimeter flat-4 engine. It is liquid-cooled. It has a shaft drive. The gas tank is actually under the seat to lower the center of gravity. The thing between your knees that looks like a tank actually holds the electronics, the air filter, and a glove box. It makes 80 horsepower. It is silent. It is smooth. It is torquey. You can balance a coin on the engine block while it is running, and it won't fall over. That is engineering perfection. It destroys modern tours because it is stripped down. It doesn't have a stereo or heated seats. It is just a massive, reliable engine and two wheels. It is surprisingly fast. People were cafe racing these things. It is arguably the most reliable motorcycle engine ever made. There are gold wings with 300,000 miles on them that have never been opened. Originally $2,900, you can buy one today for $4,000. It is the bargain of the list. But now let's look at the most beautiful machine ever made. Number 4. The Ducati 900 Supersport, the most beautiful motorcycle of the 70s, period. This is the bike that sits in the Louvre of your mind. This is the 1975 onward update to the 750 SS. It features the 864 cubic centimeter L-twin. It has the legendary desmodromic valves, mechanically opened and mechanically closed. This means no valve springs to float at high RPM, allowing for precise timing. It makes about 72 horsepower, but numbers don't tell the story. The story is the handling. It is stable, long, and precise. It is a race bike with lights. It has the Imola fuel tank with the clear strip so you can see the fuel level, a pure racing touch. It destroys modern bikes because it is mechanical sculpture. The sound of the Conti exhaust is thunder. It requires a ritual to start. Tickle the carbs, find top dead center, pray to the Italian gods, and kick. It is uncomfortable. It is hot, but it is glorious. It is pure Italian passion. Price? It was expensive new, but today, $30,000. Start saving. Now we are in the top 3. Stop what you are doing. We have cleared the excellent. We are now looking at the legendary. We have the audacity of 6 cylinders. We have the genesis of the superbike, and we have the king of the DOHC engines. But before we ride into it, I want to know, how long do you ride and what is your all-time favorite motorcycle? Share your story with us in the comments. Number 3. The Honda CBX 1000. In 1978, Honda decided to show off. They didn't just want to be fast, they wanted to be absurd. They wanted to flex their engineering muscles so hard that the other manufacturers would give up. They built a 1,047 cubic centimeter inline 6-cylinder engine. 6 cylinders, hanging out in the breeze. It is wider than the Rider. It looks like an aircraft engine. It has 6 carburetors. It has 24 valves. It is a masterpiece of complexity. It makes 105 horsepower. It hits 140 miles per hour. It destroys modern bikes because of the sound. At redline, it sounds like a Formula One car from the V10 era. It creates a shriek that sends shivers down your spine. It is wide, it is heavy, and it is magnificent excess. It proved that Honda could build anything they dreamed of. Riding it feels like piloting a starship. Originally $4,000, today you pay $20,000. But what about the bike that started it all? It didn't leak, it didn't vibrate. It started every time you hit the button. Number 2. The Honda CB 750. This is the most important motorcycle ever made. The Genesis, the original superbike, the bike that changed the course of human history. Though launched in 1969, the K-Series dominated the 1970s. It features a 736 cubic centimeter inline 4. Before this bike, you had a choice: fast and unreliable, British, or slow and reliable, Japanese. Honda gave us both. It had an overhead cam, it had 4 exhaust pipes, it had a front disc brake, a world first for a mass production bike. It had an electric starter. It made 67 horsepower. It destroys modern bikes because it is the blueprint. Every modern sport bike traces its DNA to this machine. It killed the British industry overnight. It changed the world. It is reliable enough to ride across the country today, 50 years later. It is smooth, comfortable, and iconic. It is the king of the 70s. Originally $1,495, you can get a nice K model today for $8,000. But there is one bike that took the crown. Number 1, the Kawasaki Z1900. The king, the New York Steak. The bike that took Honda's formula and turned the volume up to 11. When Honda released the CB 750, Kawasaki was stunned. They had a 750 in the works, but Honda beat them. So Kawasaki said, "Hold my sake." They went back to the drawing board to build something bigger, faster, and meaner. They codenamed it New York Steak because they wanted to serve the best cut of meat to the American public. In 1973, they dropped the Z1. It features a 903 cubic centimeter inline 4. But unlike the Honda, it has double overhead cams. It makes 82 horsepower. This was the fastest production motorcycle in the world. It did 130 miles per hour. It was a missile. It had the iconic ducktail rear cowl. It had 4 pipes. It destroys modern bikes because of its attitude. It is the grandfather of the superbike. It is over-engineered. The bottom end is so strong you can drag race it with massive modifications and it won't break. It is violent, it is fast, and it is undeniably cool. It is the bike that cemented Japanese dominance for the rest of the century. Originally $1,900. If you own a Z1 today, you own the ultimate icon of the 1970s. Do you want to continue the ride? Click on the next video and don't forget to like and subscribe.